So I've just arrived at the federal court where Josh Lees is going to be, with his legal representation, will be seeing if it's legal to do what the Chris Minns government is trying to do, which is to set up a sort of an exclusion zone in the city and call it a special event zone, which they're saying, this is me just kind of, saying what I kind of think it might be. Don't quote me on it. They're saying the Palestine Action Group are saying, no, that's more for when you have like a sporting thing. Oh, he just gone the other end. He was just standing here. Now he went up to the other end. So we're coming down through the guts here as we speak. So not sure where the legal. Oh yeah, no, there he goes. He sits in right at the very, very, very end, walking off into the sunset. But there's one guy here with his sign. There's a reasonable amount of media. They're all setting up now. So I think they will probably get all the media is just slowly coming in. But they'll get their little story at the end rather than the beginning, I think. Bless you, mate. They may speak on the way in. But what's that? Henna Law. Henna Law is their law company. But like I said, there's only one guy here who is just down here with his sign. Regular sort of Palestine Action guy. No others. And the sign says, if you can read it from there, I can't read it. Oh yeah, Isaac Herzog wanted for crimes against humanity. So that's his sign. But yeah, so we'll sit tight until something happens. But I'm having a latte and just chilling and waiting for it to kick off. I just did a Google search, an AI search on the judge. It's quite interesting, his career. So let's see how that all pans out. It's always the same with the mainstream media. They all got the cameras in the same spot. They all use the same sound check. So you're going to get the exact same footage of the exact same thing every single time. Rinse and repeat. Never changes. All right, it's showtime. Josh he's just fronted up to the microphone. I think he's been floating around outside for a long time, so I'm assuming it was to wait for his legal representation from Henna Law. No, he's about to go.
All right, good morning everyone. So I'm Josh Lees from the Palestine Action Group Sydney. A couple of preliminary comments. Firstly, most importantly, we are going to be gathering at Sydney Town Hall tonight at 5:30 for a massive peaceful protest to say that war criminals are not welcome here, to say that Isaac Herzog should be arrested and investigated for his role in inciting genocide in Gaza, and to send a clear message to the world that even if our leaders roll out the red carpet for genocide, people will not stand for it. We will not stand for this PR tour for the Israeli head of state. We stand with the people of Gaza who have been massacred and slaughtered en masse for 2.5 years, and we stand for humanity and for a world which does not try to normalise this kind of horrific genocidal crimes. So that's what we'll be doing tonight at Sydney Town Hall. That's important because obviously there's lots of headlines and kind of scary messages coming out from the Premier, but we need to be absolutely clear, it is completely lawful for all of us to gather and assemble for a massive protest at Town Hall tonight. And of course the New South Wales Police reaffirmed that yesterday as well. So people should be confident in doing that, and we hope to see huge numbers of people there. Now secondly, would like to make the point that I hope everyone remembers this moment the next time Chris Minns complains about protesters apparently being disruptive to our city. Let's look at the lengths that this Premier has gone to roll out the red carpet for someone accused of genocide. He has shut down an entire city, he is closing businesses, he is telling people to stay away from work, he's passing unconstitutional laws, he's giving police extraordinary powers to stop and search and expel, potentially, the people of New South Wales, the people of Sydney, under the threat of $5,500 fines. So this is extraordinary, and this is what we'll be challenging in the Supreme Court hearing today. We'll be challenging the Premier's or the government's declaration of a so-called major event to cover all of Isaac Herzog's visit to Sydney. These laws, we think, and the way Chris Minns is trying to interpret these laws to give himself incredible, undemocratic, draconian powers, are clearly not what this act was intended for. If you read the act, it's clearly meant for things like sporting events and cultural events. Clearly it's not intended for political events, which is what this tour plainly is, and certainly not intended to be able to be used in a way to shut down or to threaten protesters. So that's one of the clear bases. We'll be opposing the laws today, as well as their just wildly disproportionate nature, given the obscene kind of powers that they give to police. So we are here to reassert that the streets of Sydney belong to the people of Sydney. They do not belong to the President of Israel, certainly not the President who is accused of inciting genocide. And that's what we'll all be protesting tonight peacefully to send that message.
Will you march?
We want to march, and as we've said all along, we continue to appeal to the police to facilitate a march from Sydney Town Hall to the New South Wales Parliament, as should be our right. We lodged that form 1 week ago. For that march to happen, the police could easily alter their protest restrictions, as they did the 26th of January, or they could easily choose not to use their discretionary powers that they have to prevent a march from happening. But we're certainly not seeking any conflict with police, but we call on them to facilitate a peaceful march from Town Hall to New South Wales Parliament.
How many people are you anticipating will turn up tonight?
Huge numbers. We're expecting huge numbers together at Town Hall. I don't really want to put a specific number on it because I'll inevitably be wrong, but yeah, we're expecting thousands and thousands and thousands of people. And remember that the protest happening here in Sydney is part of a nationwide day of action. There's protests in nearly 30 cities around the country against the visit of this war criminal.
Will you still march if that's not facilitated by the police?
As I said, we're not seeking any confrontation or conflict with police. We're calling on them, though, to facilitate a mass peaceful march from Town Hall to New South Wales Parliament. We haven't convinced them of that yet. Maybe our huge numbers tonight will convince them, but we'll see tonight. But as I said, this will be a peaceful protest, and talks with police will continue throughout this.
Why Town Hall and why 5:30? Why were those that place chosen?
Town Hall because it's a weeknight. We wanted to protest on the day that this war criminal would be landing in Sydney. He's done that now, and we want to send that message as soon as he touches down that he should be arrested and investigated for war crimes and for inciting genocide. And Town Hall because that's the place to protest on a weeknight in the city when we have the most visibility, easiest for people to get to.
Are you working? Have you opened a dialogue with the police? Are you still discussing these protests up until 5:30, or where are you at?
Yeah, we had a good conversation with police yesterday. I'm confident, as I said, that they understand that it's completely lawful for us to gather and protest at Sydney Town Hall. I'm sure I'll talk to them again today.
If you're successful today, what do you expect to change from what you're planning for tonight? If you're successful in court today, what will change in your plans for the protest?
Yeah, well, if we're successful in court today, it'll be a very important win for democracy, for our democratic rights in this state, to not have them trounced by Chris Minns trying to basically implement laws that were never intended for this purpose, to stifle our democratic right to protest. So that will be an important principle, firstly, and we need Chris Minns to be reminded by the courts from time to time that he can't just do whatever he wants and continue to pass unconstitutional laws. Concretely and crucially, it'll take away some of the extraordinary powers that police are given by this act. So as I said, powers to stop and search anyone in the city, powers to evict people from the city, powers to potentially shut off whole sections of our city. And as I said, all under the threat of whopping fines, which are totally unjustified by this act, and totally unjustified even more by the fact that he's doing this to roll the red carpet out for someone who has incited genocide.
Do you take on board, which has been repeated by politicians, the context of the visit, that this is a visit post the Bondi massacre, and this is the reason why he's coming here?
Yeah, the Bondi massacre, of course, was an absolutely horrific, inhumane and racist atrocity, which never should have taken place, of course. But the fact is that Israel has committed something like 10,000 Bondi massacres in the last 2.5 years. That's not an exaggeration. Those are the statistics. This is absolutely horrific. And to invite the head of state, who has supported that, who has carried that out, who has helped to justify that to this country, we think there is absolutely no justification for that. This does nothing to help any process of healing in this country. And I can't speak for them obviously, but I would say it's an insult to the memory of the horrors at Bondi to associate that with someone who has supported such horrific racist violence in Gaza.
What do you think of the New South Wales international law, given that he invited children, and they've been cited by Europeans.
Yeah, well, clearly our government is flouting international law, which they've been doing for 2.5 years by continuing to help arm and fund the genocidal government of Israel. You know, Australia still to this day is sending weapons components to the Israeli military. They're still purchasing weapons, so they are helping to fund the Israeli military, and this is a clear breach of Australia's international rights obligations. And yeah, inviting Herzog here, refusing to enforce international law by arresting and investigating it in, you know, is just another blow to international law. And I think that is important in the context where, look at what's happening around the world. Look at Donald Trump. Look at everything that's going on with the ripping up of international law, the ripping up of any sense of international solidarity or any of these concepts. You know, this is very worrying. And here, unfortunately, it's the Labor government, both at a state and federal level, which is, you know, taking us down this road of complete, you know, flouting of international law, of normalising of genocide, normalising of racism. And is it any wonder then that that is leading, tragically, to the rise of the extreme right in this country and all around the world? Well, the way for that is being paved by the Labor government in Australia.
What is the profile
Yeah, tonight I think we'll see the same people who marched, 300,000 of us over the Sydney Harbour Bridge to March for Humanity. That's who's going to be coming out tonight to protest, meeting people from absolutely all walks of life, kids, elderly people, people from all different backgrounds, of course, Muslims, Christians, Jews, atheists like myself, all marching together side by side to try to say that our leaders should not be welcoming someone who represents genocide, and that if our leaders won't do what they should, take a stand for humanity, then that's up to us, the people of Sydney, to do that, as we have done for 2.5 years, and as we will tonight. Thanks everyone.
Okay, that's all done now, but the woman is wanting some shots out the front, some set-up sort of shots. There he is, walking in, and there's Rachel Evans just turning up. Couple of extra, a little bit more in the entourage. Quite a big press, a lot of press interest as always. You can see all these mainstream media cameras that don't usually come to most things. Only they're here today because it's yeah. If it bleeds, it leads. Just go in the back as well. Oh, more questions. Oh mate, it's a little contrived now. Chatting. She's got them chatting amongst each other. It's just how the mainstream media operates. Yeah, it's chat amongst yourselves. Make it look natural. Don't make it look staged. Yeah. Sorry, I covered the protest, but also, you know, I do mock the mainstream media to a degree. You know, they're a necessity, but yeah. All right, come on, boys and girls, make it a little more genuine, eh? They're still waiting. They're waiting till she gives them the word to stop chatting amongst themselves. And
Okay.
all right, yep. All right, got the word. They got the mainstream media permission to stop. Yep. All right. It's so amusing. All right, I will head in and head in, grab my coffee, still here, and we'll go upstairs to the court and see. I'll probably lose all my stuff as I go through the metal detector, but not really much more to get from here. All the lawyers and people coming in.
There's a lonely entrance.
Oh, he's on his own. Well, they're not his lawyers, I don't think. All right. And that's it. That's a cut there. All right, so I finished at the court today, and I just came down with to this Intercontinental Hotel where Herzog is staying, and they said there's a lot of fencing and there's cops and there's everything, which is true. It's all there, and then the news media's over there. Reason from 7, I think, or whatever his name is, Steve Reason or whatever. So that's all happening here down in Sydney, and there's road blockages and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, they said in the end at the court, it's like, yeah, come back at 4 o'clock and we will have a decision for you. And that's it, end of story. So I shall, I'll be back at 4, and I'll hopefully there'll be a press conference afterwards, no matter what the outcome is. But, you know, from listening to the court, it went on for a long time. That was like, you know, what time? Started at 10 and just finished at they kept pushing on to finish it so they could get it done, because it's all got to be done in a day. So he kept, you know, they summed up and quickly at the end, and, you know, they knocked off by about 1:30. So I was there a good period of time to sit there. But I wrote up a little report, which I'll put together and I'll stick it all somewhere or other with all this. And yeah, that's it. That's what's going on in Sydney right now. Oh, they even got the snipers up there too. Shit, look at that. Oh, no way. Yeah. So you got the snipers on the roof with their little sniper guns in the camo gear. So they must be, I don't know, assuming they're probably, I guess they're army or special forces or whatever, what the hell they are. Anyway, it's all happening. It's all a bit full on now. You got the helicopters up there buzzing. And you got the guy, he just had the sniper just had his little glasses out, just checking me out. I think he was anyway. It was pointed this way. The cops don't seem to be doing anything. I mean, I'm just here on the street. I'm not doing anything bad. But yeah, the choppers just. It's amazing how they. There's some police bikes coming. This might be the entourage arriving. I might be here for the. I might have just fluked it and got the arrival time. Oh yeah. Shit, it's a big one. They zip in, man. Perfect timing. So I'd say he's in one of these. Oh, there's an army guy in that one. They usually, you never know which. I think that's the way they do it. That you don't know which. You never know which one they're in. Oh, they're all zipping into the side there. Now, that's why they opened the gate. They should have been onto that. So that's why they got that barricaded off. Oh, wow. Perfectly timed. So, yeah, we would have seen him in one of those. And I think now the bikes continue on in. Even though he's gone in, the bikes still, they all do their little, I know they're blocking off. He's blocking off the traffic, the chopper's there, the snipers are on the roof. He's not really doing much, just sitting there. The cops are all heading in, and that's kind of it. I think that's it. It's not a great amount, well, a fair bit of fanfare. So the Eagle has landed, folks. The Eagle has landed, and 7 news crew were there on the spot. Same with sitting protest, and pretty much no other media. I thought there might be some more, but there isn't. So it looks like they're waiting. The cops are waiting to close off the gap there. The sniper left his post. The sniper gun is in position, but the sniper's not there anymore. The helicopter's moved around for a better view. And that one, these gates are shut. We missed that. We missed another one. We're missing a lot of things here, but we're also getting a few. So the gates are shut. President Herzog has just gone into the building now. I wonder if you can go down the edge here and get some more footage. I think they would have driven into the inside. That copper seems to be blocking off that exit and entry there. So yeah, look at that. There we go. And almost exclusive if you don't count 7. And there's Chris Reason and the 7 News crew. They've taken off. They've done their bit. They got their scoop. They must have got the inside scoop about what time he'd get here. I just completely fluked it because the court case just finished and I wandered down to have a little look and see. All right, let's check it out. So we manoeuvred around past the black barricades through this building into the courtyard of whatever this place is. We might be able to get a view from here. Still got the chopper above. I don't think there's any more. Doesn't appear to be any more. Where are we going to get to the furthest point over? Oh yeah, there's the car park entry. So this would have been a good spot, man. This would have been a great spot. You got the eye in the sky camera thing there for the copper's camera. Oh, I just want to stand up for it once. You got that set up there. There's no more snipers. So that's the car park entry. So I'd say they would have driven down there. There does seem to be a lot of cars that are in there. The cops. So no one was letting. You couldn't get past that way with the cops. But yeah, you could come this way. That's a strange looking vehicle, that one. I don't know what that is. There's a my copper's got his hands on his hips looking at me wondering what's going on, but yeah, I might call that a day. We did a little bit of, we had a little bit of a look. No one's out here. I don't know what the hell this is. Just the next door building. I walked through the foyer and came out, did a bit of a sneaky out through the next bit. These ladies are here, so I can't see why I can't be here. All right, well, we shall call that we'll call it a day, and we'll head back to the court later on, and we'll see how that all eventuates. Signing out again. So this is inside a what do you call it, customs house, and there used to be some little symbols on the flooring out here, which they and there used to be a plaque explaining the symbols, but it's all been, as far as I know, it's all been removed. Well, it hasn't been removed, or it's either been removed or it's been covered up by this bit of carpeting, which it has. The symbols are still there. The carpeting has been placed over it, and then the sign that explained it has been taken away as well. So no, it's not on there. It was definitely a separate. It was definitely a separate sign. So they have remained, but the signage has gone. Yeah. So interesting stuff. Interesting how things go. But I've got some old footage of it from previous protests.
Minutes ago, or thereabouts, there are some people who are going to share some words. If that's you, make your way to the front. We're going to do this in the round, so feel free to move around, come close, tuck yourselves up. Feel free from each other. That'd be awesome.
This customs house. There's always this. They have these symbols on the ground, which you can see. And I've read this before, but it's different from the normal one. It's a something else. You can pause and read it. But yeah, caught the tram back to Town Hall. Here we are, and there's not much going on there. The cop car is pulling in there. There's another cop car there. There's the bloody noisy thing in the sky. There's not barricades and also. Oh, there's more cops here now too. So there's all these. There's a whole bunch more cops all turning up as well. And there's more cops coming. So maybe it's not. I don't know. I can't fluke them in the same place, the right place at the same time twice. So we'll just see where these cops. No one's in a rush. I think they're just. From what I can gather, they've done a little bit of taping off around the church to keep people off the church property, I guess. Not sure because the helicopter's up there. I don't know if the helicopter is out spotting possible miscreants, if that's the word. But the cops did pull up in a strange place over here near the Queen Victoria statue. So I don't know what's going on. It's probably a false alarm or red herring. They're going somewhere though. They're heading in. Looks like they're heading into. Those cops are just going that way. So I think they're all probably maybe just arriving a few hours early, and those ones maybe just going to get a cup of coffee. coffee before they kick off. Don't think it's anything too much. Not sure why the eye in the sky is still there, but he's there buzzing away. That'll be a noisy annoyance tonight, but I think it will be quite a noisy protest tonight. Yeah, so yeah, I think the cops are just gathering. All right, so I will go head home. I'll post up this stuff from the court case today, head back to court at 4, and then be back over here for 5:30. Long day. All right.